Morning, guys. Happy Thursday to you. One more day to go until the weekend, and tomorrow's Flex Friday. Today, I want to talk about assembly drawings. More so over balloons and parts lists, what they are, how they're used, and what they mean. When we talk about working drawings, a design that has been approved for prototype or for full-scale manufacture requires a set of working drawings to communicate the object's geometry to everyone involved within its manufacture and assembly process. That means that the working drawings have to have every single piece of information necessary to make this thing. There can be no doubt. Everything has to be fully clear, be understandable. There has to be a legend. A set of working drawings have everything needed. They're a complete set of documents that include individual part drawings, one or more assembly drawings, and a parts list. Parts list is that thing, if you've ever bought furniture from IKEA or something, when you open it up, and there's a piece of paper with drawings of all of the components on it, numbered, and it says 26 of this screw, 14 of this screw, 6 of these shelves, 4 of these legs. That's a parts list. An assembling drawing shows all of the parts in a multi-component design that fit together and are generally depicted as one or more orthographic projections. One or more full section views are often used in an assembly drawing to show all the necessary internal features as well. Okay, so right here what we're looking at is an example of an assembly drawing. In the center here it says section EE, scale 1:1. This is a cutaway view, and it shows as if the whole object was cut down the middle. That's a half scale. I guess this is a South New Newton High School air compressor drawing. Over here in the right hand side you can see the parts list. Item 1, there's one quantity of a base. Item 2, there's one quantity of a body, so forth and so on. Okay, these are balloons with the numbers in them. Assembly drawings may contain the following: one or more views, including sections or auxiliaries, enlarged views to show small details, overall or specific dimensions needed for assembly, any notes on the manufacturing process that are required for assembly, balloons to indicate item numbers so you can identify which one they are on the parts list, and a parts list or bill of materials, a BOM. There's different types of assembly drawings. The several most common ones are assembly drawings, design assembly, general assembly, detail assembly, erection assembly, sub-assembly, pictorial assemblies, as with all drawings being clear and concise with the information as a goal. Detailed drawings cover the size and shape issue on each individual parts. The assembly drawings are used to deliver any and all other information needed in the life cycle of the part. Here we're back onto Newton's compressor here. Design assemblies are used to show various relationship between components. They're showing the angle here between the piston and the cylinder. The design assembly at the right shows the kinematic relationship that exists between the flywheel, which is this round thing that rotates 360 degrees, and the extreme angular motion of the piston cylinder body. Design assemblies are often made from sketches. During the preliminary phase of a design process, to study the relationships that exist between the components before the design is modeled. Here they're showing some sketches, some initial sketches on the left, as opposed to a computer-assisted drawing or a computer-aided drafting on the right side here. A general assembly is the most common type of assembly drawing, and it's displayed as a multi-view drawing and may contain a sectional view. This is an arbor press they're showing here. In section AA, scale 1:1, is a section as if it was imaginarily cut down the middle. General assemblies do not contain dimensions, normally speaking. A detail assembly and a combination of an assembly view with several of its parts depicted as dimensioned multi-view drawings on one sheet of paper. And this practice, though it's not common, reduces the number of drawing sheets needed and is more appropriate for designs with small numbers of components. This is an example of one here, showing a wedge screw here, a jack lift, the wedge. It's all broken down onto a single sheet of paper. This is extremely more beneficial with large sheets of paper, not done on a standard 8.5 by 11 though. Erection assemblies, similar to general assemblies, except dimensions and fabrication specifications are commonly included, and they are typically associated with cabinets or products that are made from structural steel, used for both fabrication and for assembly. A subassembly drawing. Complex or larger assemblies may be communicated through subassembly drawings. This is a flashlight, and these are 2 batteries in it, just so you got a clue what you're looking at. I like to tell people a subassembly drawing would be, most commonly, you would have a subassembly drawing for an engine. That would not be included in the car. That's a subassembly. Okay, here's a flashlight subassembly. This is the end of it. This red cap being the button on the end to turn it on and off. This shows a better view of the switch housing. Pictorial assemblies, usually depicted as an isometric or perspective drawing. This is a rendering out of Autodesk Inventor here on the right of that compressor that we were talking about earlier. It may be rendered to imitate photographic quality, and the uses include sales promotions, customer assembly, maintenance procedures, explaining with Inventor. You can do these with animations to fully show the motion as well, and that would be used for better explanation for all of these purposes. Pictorial assemblies are often used in catalogs, journals, articles, advertisements. This picture is sectioned to show interior details, so you can do sectional views on three-dimensional objects as well for pictorial assemblies. Exploded pictorial assembly. Drawings are commonly used to show how individual components fit together. This is like an exploded view. A balloon is a circle that contains a single number, which is connected to an assembly component with a leader line. Here it is with all of them on there in color. All balloons on a drawing should be the same size. Balloons should be grouped together in an easy-to-read pattern, and balloon numbers must correspond to item numbers in a parts list. Balloons should not have horizontal or vertical leader lines. Just like a dimension drawing, leader lines should never be horizontal or vertical. A parts list is the table that contains information about each of the parts contained in an assembly. The item numbers correspond with the balloon numbers. Here's an example of the parts list showing the quantity for each part. Notice that there's 7 number 8 cover plate screws and 2 number 11 punch holder screws. So everything else is pretty much, except for 15, the actuator screws. Screws are what you normally have more of a certain part of. Items commonly found in a parts list include item number from balloons, quantity, the number of particular part needed for the assembly, the particular part or drawing number, a reference back to the detail drawing, description, usually the part name or complete description of a purchased part, and the material identification, the material of the part, what it's made of. Information about vendors for purchased parts, who to contact if you need more of them, or replacement ones for maintenance. The location of a parts list usually depends on company standards. Common locations include above the title block, that's the most common one, upper right hand corner, upper left hand corner, or a convenient location on the drawing such as this right here. Okay, that's all I have for you today. I would like for you to use today and tomorrow with your Flex Friday there. Please get caught up on your missing assignments. That is going to kill what could be a great and absolutely fantastic grade point average for your fourth quarter here. All right. Any questions? Email me directly. I'll be glad to help you, and please get caught up with your notebooks as well.